common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
And nobody is caring about crypto today with the red in the market, but we're here to say the time is now to start buying. At least that's what the charts are saying to us. We are approaching the support level that Todd has been talking about. He'll look at the charts here shortly. Obviously, there's some interesting news coming out with Litecoin and T-Pain buying a bank. We'll let you know the information on that. We got a couple other interesting articles we are going to go over and why I think Google secretly loves cryptocurrency.
Google.
On top of that, obviously, 350 of you did get the opportunity to watch the live show from yesterday, or maybe the fiasco, the unopportune way. It was very laggy, so we decided to unlist that, so no, there will be no ZEN given away for that show. But on a brighter side, we will be giving away that ZEN tonight. So make sure to smash up that like, share, and subscribe button. And after this video is posted, leave a comment in the comment section below with your ZEN Cash wallet address. That can be found on Bittrex or on Binance. So make sure to do that. I want to give it away. And who knows, if I'm feeling nice, maybe instead of one ZEN winner, we'll do two ZEN winners. That is $22 per ZEN. We'll be giving away $44 tonight to you guys, so make sure to share this video and participate.
It's going up every day, too.
It's going up every single day. That is what we're talking about. We're seeing a lot of familiar names in here and some new ones. Shout out to Hugo V. Welcome to the show. What is going on, Chris K9? You're going to be getting a shout out here later when I get to the part talking about Covesting and what's going on over there. So I guess let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Hello, Stephanie from Long Beach, California. Good to have you here on Learn Crypto. So what do we got going on? Obviously, nobody's having too much fun in the markets today. We're currently sitting at $250.5 billion. But guess what keeps ticking up? The Bitcoin dominance. Some think this is negative if you're holding too many altcoins, but this is historically a positive sign, as that means that the next bull run may be on the horizon, and it may stick with the historical trend of Bitcoin in the large caps leading the first wave of the bull run. Then profits being taken from that and moved into the altcoins, where we will, and we're definitely going to see an explosion in price valuation in those as well, especially considering the fact that I am looking at a $1.5 trillion market cap by the end of the year. Obviously, this was set a while ago. Todd said $1.3 trillion. I'm still very confident by the end of this year, if we get a bull run going, that we will break all-time highs and hit a $1 trillion market cap for cryptocurrencies with this massive institutional infrastructure that we are seeing develop every single day. Now, I don't even know if I want to go over these prices. Everything is down between 6 to 10% in the top holdings here. Nothing's looking too bright. EOS is getting hit hard here, down 9.72%. But on a positive note, I do have an interview with EOS, an EOS delegate, on Friday. So instead of the live show, we never do live shows on Friday, I will still be taking the time to do that interview, get some information, behind-the-scenes information on EOS, why he is supporting it with his time and effort, and what he really sees happening with EOS moving forward. So hopefully we get some good, I'm not going to say investment advice because we don't give that here on this show, but some good advice on the future of EOS and whether we should be owning that or not. Big winners today, there's only one, and that is KuCoin shares. It has given up some of its gains. This is one we have talked about in the past. You know how I like the token economics behind exchange tokens. Also, RF Dusty asked about KuCoin shares, and I said essentially right now, if you own KuCoin, You are banking on the fact that they're going to increase volume on their exchange. The easiest way that could happen is if they revamped their reward system, which they actually have done. They are increasing the KuCoin shares in the way it works. If you own KuCoin, the bonus upgrade essentially means that they are going to buy 50% of all trading fees. They will be buying KCS on the market and redistributing it to the holders of KuCoin. That means not only will you receive KuCoin on a daily basis, they will be buying that KuCoin on the market, which probably will push that market price of KuCoin higher moving forward. Now, KuCoin shares has still had a decent day at 313 with a 284 million market cap, but I think this could easily, if they still need to get the volume over there, otherwise the trading fees are minimal anyways. If they can get the volume, I could easily see this getting to $10 per KCS. That is a 3x from here. Mark it, screenshot it, do what you got to do. It is in the thumbnail. So go ahead and do what you want with that information. And I guess that is about it. We'll throw it over to Todd to let him look at the charts, and then we'll get into our normal crypto news and crypto fundamentals and see what's going on in the chat box.
The Beeve says we're going to capitulate this week. So actually, I listened to last night's broadcast to see what you heard, because it got really bad when I was talking. Because I was discussing the Bitcoin, showing that I'd always had this 1-2 up, and I was saying that this was, and I know you heard a little bit of it, I was saying this was a 3, possible 4, and a 5th wave that was a little short, but did go to new highs. So I was talking about support. Support on the way back down with Elliott wave was always the previous 4th. So that would be really this range down here at 6240, maybe up to the 6300 level. So we have just stabbed into that here coming into the live broadcast. So obviously I'm anxious to see how we hold in here at these levels. Holding here and then obviously getting back above 6840, I think would mean that lows are in and we're going much higher. So, but now that's $500 away. So we've got some work to get back to the highs. But I think now by Elliott wave, then you've said we've had a 1-2, or at least the first part of the 2. We could mouse around here, this level and higher for a day or two before we really get going to the upside. By Wyckoff, my software, they took it back down overnight, trying to fix a couple more issues. But I had mentioned that volume and since this low has not been too bad, a little higher on some of the rallies. We've had a little volume come in today on the downside, but really not expanding it to the downside. So I still like the way they're acting. And I guess a few more quick coins here. And we're just going to come back and go over any coins anyone mentions. Here's a classic. Still holding up, I think for here, support's down at that 1570. Or if not the 16, I mentioned the other night, I thought we'd be lucky to get down to 16, so we have done that. But I think that's probably pretty good value there. Ethereum 433, a little deeper. Same thing with Litecoin, much deeper. NEO, I mentioned anything below 35 would probably be back at the previous support. So we've done that. That didn't look too bad before this last little sell-off here in the last 30 minutes. But we're sitting here really at 33.60. So nothing too bad. Ripple, 45 cents. Trying to hold the lows. OMG's gotten much weaker here. I'm not sure why that one is so weak. And then really, let's show EOS because it's down to 719. A lot of weakness there. Mentioned MAID last night, got up to like 35. Actually touched 37.5. So that coin's acting pretty well here. One that I'd mentioned before got a little weaker than I expected, but chart still looks pretty good. O&T been under pressure. A lot of pressure, way more than I'd expected even on O&T. And then let's go down to XLM, 20 cents. And then we've got ZEN just below 21, did a 25.50. Nice rally from 15 to 25.50. So I think ultimately that coin still looks pretty good. ZRX82, not too bad either, I don't think. So that's kind of a quick run up, and then we'll go through some of these other ones.
All right, we got Nightmares in here. It says, hey, KuCoin is going down right now. You think we should wait for it to go down lower? So since this is kind of going to come to this Covesting trade I made. Since the whole market sentiment essentially is down about 6%, anything that I owned that really saw some green today, I did try to swing trade it. I think KuCoin, I'm not trading right here, but I will be looking to add if we see a decrease. Maybe if it goes even or slightly red for the day. I am going to give them a chance with the new reward system that they can get some more volume on the exchange. Even if they maintain the current volume, I think the payouts will still be decent over there for KuCoin. And since they are buying the KCS on the open market, it should create some upward pressure to move KuCoin and KCS higher moving forward, as it does only have I think a 90 million coin circulating supply. I really like them adding some more token economics and token dynamics to that over there. So before, when you own KCS, they would pay it out in kind of dust with all the coins based on the trading fees. Now they are going to accumulate all the fees, buy the KCS on the market, and just distribute the KCS, which is obviously way more beneficial for the coin and for us holders. So yes, in short, go ahead and wait for a pullback, in my opinion, on that. What else we got going on here? No too many questions, so I'm going to go ahead and get on about it. Gary says, how about that TPay announcement? That is in the title, so we will get to that in 1 second. Maybe that's what will be going on with TPay and Litecoin after this announcement. I don't know. I hit that button on accident, so no pork blasters to announce just yet. So the first thing I want to say is, if you follow me on Twitter, Covesting is up 33% at the max today. It is almost given up all of those gains, and 58% since a tweet that I sent out right here a mere 6 days ago. Now, shout out to Chris K9 for actually giving us a super chat over here for me to go ahead and take a look at Covesting. We discussed it a little bit in the live shows. I thought that it was interesting. Number one, it has very similar token economics to the BNB token, but they are going to be utilizing copy trading on their platform. That means you can pay to copy other traders using the Covesting token, which is just another great value proposition. I said I was going to look a little deeper. I have several tweets about it. And then on the 4th of July, I said this is one exchange token, COV, I think has possibility to make the next BNB or Hobby token or KCS-like run. And I went ahead and put my order book in here to verify that I'm not just like a lot of these people who just talking out of my ass. You know, up here I said transparency of COV trade. We're going to win some trades and we're going to lose some trades. You guys are going to do the same, but just always remember, don't ever misrepresent yourself and what you're doing. It's always going to catch up to you. If you say you're making a trade, make sure you're actually doing it. If you're not making a trade, then don't say you did it. Obviously, I could have talked well about Covesting and not said I traded it if that wasn't the case. So just make sure to never misrepresent yourself and what you're doing and continue to hang in there. You can't win every single trade, guys. So on to the TokenPay and Litecoin announcement. Now, we have never really talked about TokenPay too much here. It kind of got overhyped at first for myself, but now it seems that they are making some solid partnerships. Recently, TokenPay Swiss AG announced its partnership with WEG Bank of Germany. Yes, a cryptocurrency is partnering up with a bank, but it gets more interesting. Under the terms of the previously announced deal, TokenPay acquired 9.9% of the bank along with options to purchase approximately 90% overall of the bank pending the customary regulatory approval. That means TokenPay is trying to buy 90% of a traditional bank. Today, on top of that, it was announced that the Litecoin Foundation purchased 9.9% of that same bank in exchange for a broad and comprehensive marketing and technology service agreement to benefit TokenPay and its related cryptocurrency and business operations. As a result of this partnership, TokenPay and Litecoin combined as a leading force in creating and delivering to the market modern, consumer-driven crypto fintech solutions. Now, this is the first that I've heard of a cryptocurrency trying to buy a bank. If TokenPay does succeed in buying 90% of the bank, The other owner will be Litecoin for the final 10%. That means the entire bank will be owned and ran by 2 cryptocurrency projects and teams. I don't know what their angle is here. I guess maybe they're trying to live out the vision that cryptocurrencies should be unbanking or banking the unbanked and really become a peer-to-peer transactional currency while creating a centralized authority, which kind of goes against it. So we'll see what they have planned here. If you guys have any ideas really what they're doing with this ownership of the bank, leave them in the comment section below. I'd be interested on how you think TokenPay, Litecoin, or the users of that bank could benefit.
Hey, Taj, I have a question because you've been pretty bearish here. Obviously, everybody knows that. So what's your upside level on Bitcoin going out 1, 2, 3, 5 years, whatever? What's your like maximum upside Bitcoin? I'd be interested to know that.
That's Taj is who you're asking, I assume?
Yeah, he just said, you know, alts are headed down. Bitcoin breaks 61, 6,200. Confirm, I presume, down to that 5,000 level he's been talking about. I just want to know what his upside level is. Does he think we go to 10 grand, 20, 30, 40, 50,000? I mean, what's his long-term forecast?
Jack over here says, pertaining to the bank, Nick, I seem to remember them saying this gets them a member on the board of a European regulatory council. Don't quote me on that. That would be interesting. I'm sure they have some kind of banking council where if you own one of their central banks that you then are on that board. So that, I mean, they might have a play there as well. I might need to look a little deeper into TokenPay as maybe the vision of owning a bank doesn't kind of correlate with the vision of a decentralized peer-to-peer network for payments with cryptocurrencies, but that does not mean that it might not be a great investment opportunity to see some gains.
It says Lightspeed Venture Partners is going to put $1.8 billion in new funds, including crypto.
Boom.
That was 19 minutes ago. Interesting.
Breaking news. All right, Todd, I guess go ahead and look at some more charts. We have people asking about DCN.
Hold on. Well, I got one. Taj just says next summer, 100,000.
$100,000.
So, Taj, I'm not even that bullish. But I guess where I set, if we're going to 100,000 Bitcoin, I think the average person should keep that in mind and not the idea that we could see 5,000. So if we go down to 5,000, that could happen like while we're sleeping tonight and then right back up. I just want people to be prepared that if we're going to 100,000 at some point here, you got to get your thinking that that's what you're looking for longer term. If we go to a new low here, you know, even tonight and break down to 5,500 or something, you got to have the right mindset that we're going a lot higher and be prepared for that, I think.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how much Bitcoin any of you guys are pushing. You guys probably own more than us, less than us. We don't know. But if you are an average holder, a retail investor, be careful trying to swing trade Bitcoin for $100 if we wake up and Bitcoin does decide to wake up, especially if people are assuming Bitcoin goes to $100,000 3 years out from now, and we're looking at, hey, we're saying support's at 62, some people say 6,000. Is that $200 swing trade worth the risk to reward if you really believe that Bitcoin's going to 100,000?
I'm just saying my average client, I think, would just buy everything right here and not worry about it because they do agree that we could go that high. So no one's that concerned about the next $500 or even $1,300 down. We've already taken a ton of pain up to this point. So, I think you can scalp a few things, and there's some coins not acting as well. And I also think moving forward, because I've gotten grief saying I'm holding 70% of portfolios no matter what, so I'm holding top 10, not trading, et cetera. But I'm going to tell you that the 70% that you're holding, there's going to be a lot of separation from the men and the boys on that rally. Even here recently, there's some coins acting really shitty while other ones are acting pretty well. So it's going to matter the coins you're holding. It's not going to be just as easy to just pick 10 coins and hold them for 5 years. It's going to really matter. And that's why even I wanted to bring Nick on the show anyway, because we probably could use a little bit of help on some fundamentals because it's going to be a whole different scenario out a few years on which coins really were the pork blasters and which ones went to zero.
Crypto Knight 10, welcome to the show. He says, what's the news on TRON? So the news on TRX is that there is a little bit of information leak from some of their insiders. There was an article written up on this that they will be having a partnership announcement on July 30th. Now, the reason I was saying Tron Moon is, when this partnership comes out and leading up to it, that Justin Sun, as well as the community, will be doing everything they can to spread that among Twitter. If you look historically, Tron does very well in hype situations, in doubling, tripling, quadrupling in value, and I do not see this being any different as long as we're not still stuck in a major bear trend. Now, what is interesting is, obviously, they didn't give a lot of insight. They kind of have signed their agreements. They can't tell anybody what the partnership is. They said two things that caught my interest in the whole article. Number one, it is not Alibaba. That was circulating around. Some people said too good to be true, and they wanted to make sure to say it was not Alibaba, so that way people don't get their hopes up, and no matter what the partnership is, that there is a massive sell-off. And number two, they said this is not a mere payment integration, similar to what Verge did with Pornhub and browsers, and then ZEN and Tron have actually both been integrated into MindGeek's Pornhub and browsers as well. This is something besides just a payment gateway that they said this is something that is going to be integrating into their new mainnet platform and being utilized on a commercial level. So we'll see. I've never been a huge believer in Tron. I've actually got grief from some Tron community members because I said that Tron is very pump and dumping. Somebody asked what my favorite trading coin was, and I said Tron because it sees massive spikes and then dumps off just as fast. I can make great gains, or you have opportunities for swing trades, etc. And I think this is going to be another opportunity. Is Tron proving to be a little more legitimate with these mainnet launches and some products? Yeah, and I'm always keeping an eye on that. We always update our opinion on these coins as they continue to move forward. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for Justin Sun to start talking about this partnership over the course of the next 20 days. I do still own some Tron. So on these, if you are one to look into Tron and look into this partnership and you think that it has the opportunity to make some gains, a day like today where everything is taking a massive hit may not be a bad opportunity to add some of that to your bag.
There's Taj saying next 3 to 5 years be set.
There you go.
I think it will be, definitely huge gains going in next 3 to 5 years. So that's what we've been saying here. And Johnny Cool says EOS is a serious buy. That one's been really weak here, but I would probably agree that's probably a decent buy down here.
Yeah.
Charts don't look that well. I mean, down here at 713, 715, but...
And we kind of said from a fundamental perspective, what helps the EOS is, it's already worth $6 billion. So the upside is kind of limited unless we get into a massive bull run. But the positive note for EOS is that they have already given airdrops to holders. I've already got 3 airdrops on BNB when I just held it for like a month or 2 over there. But they have a bunch of airdrops here in the near future as well. So if you want to play the game of, hey, I think all these airdrops are going to be worth more than the downside risk on EOS, then there you go. And, I don't have a position now. I told you a couple weeks ago that I sold it, or last week or whatever, when it was like $10-12. I am keeping an eye on it to re-enter for those airdrops, and that's why I'm so excited about this interview with the EOS delegator this Friday, because I want to get an inside look. I want to provide that information to you guys so we can make a better, more informed technical opinion on EOS as well. So I guess we'll let Todd look at some of these charts that you guys were requesting, and then we got a couple more fundamental news articles to go over. Obviously, I'm seeing some new names in here, so that is awesome.
Johnny Cool's going through 110-degree addicts, so Johnny, you need to change your name to Johnny Hot, because you sure in the hell ain't Johnny Cool. Litecoin Bitcoin ratio, we'll look at that here in a minute. Hold a little BAT as well. Let's look at that one right now then, because BAT was performing pretty well. I'd agree with that. Here is BAT USD. Let's go back to a 4-hour. That one just came under pressure. But holding here at higher levels, so I would agree with that one too. Hold some BAT, buy some BAT.
John West says, ADA excites me more than any crypto long term. Well, I think you're already talking about it, but yes, I have and will be scheduling a interview with Charles Hoskinson. I have his calendar. I just got to decide which day I have to actually take off work to get the interview for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm excited for that as well. To not only talk about ADA, but really all the partnerships IOHK has with ZEN, Ethereum Classic, Storm, and all these, and how they will all benefit each other moving forward.
DCN must be on. Hold on here, make sure I don't bring up any PCG clients. Here's DCN BTC. I don't know what that chart is. Let's go out to a 4 hour. There's a 2 hour DCN BTC. Can't really say much there. No idea on that one. Not much volume. Can't say much on DCN. Except you can say whatever, especially if you're Elliott Wave. I think here, if you want to take some risk here still, I mean, I think the counts we've been talking on BTC, I guess I don't have that on here now, that ABCX, ABC down to the low, and we've had 5 waves up and a 50% correction. I think the risk reward here is pretty good to add money or to increase your risk a little bit right here, I think. And or you could wait for a 68.50 print and maybe chase that. But I still think you got to be on the lookout for a major low still.
Did you go ahead and look at the BTC LTC pairing to see what you think about that the LTC value?
LTC, BTC. That's the 4 hour. I know we talked about that before because I got the marking still there, that was a 1-2-1-2. And I've even seen Elliott Wave, some guys that I respect have just moved it out to that. So 1-2-1-2, which would be an explosion to the upside.
If you zoomed in there, what do you think would be a lower end support that would probably reduce the risk in order to buy Litecoin with Bitcoin? Do you see any support down there that you would recommend? Hey, if it hits around here, your risk reward ratio is decent to convert some of that Bitcoin into a little bit of Litecoin if you want in your portfolio?
I think it is right now. I would say right now. I mean, maybe you could say down here at
$1 million.
These previous lows, but I'd probably be tempted here.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are targeting that 1 million Satoshi level, so it might not quite get down that low. Obviously, we don't know how this partnership with TokenPay and the bank is going to work. It is definitely interesting, and you also got to remember that Litecoin is going to be included in all institutional indexes and funds with Coinbase, with Gemini, etc. So we'll be having that influx of money going into it as well.
And Tosh says 71 to 7,200 would turn the bears to bulls, so I'd probably agree with that too. But I think 68.50 even would be enough.
What do we got going on? I'm going to go ahead and steal this back, I guess.
You got it.
You write down a few more charts. If you guys want some Todd to look at some charts, go ahead and throw them over there. If you guys have been following Todd's little quick TA updates, obviously they've been pretty short and sweet on the crypto side with not much movement in the markets. But on these, he's starting to throw some stock information out there. Number one, because we do have Wyckoff SMI where we do a lot of traditional assets as well. And we know a lot of you guys are involved in traditional assets. And then number two, it's because we actually do have the Wyckoff proprietary software available for traditional assets.
That works perfectly.
Yeah, and we just want to demonstrate how well it works. Some of the indicators over there, get you guys a feel for it. Hopefully, as we have the beta version of the crypto one, but it is definitely not ready to be using for PCG accounts or to be selling to the public. But we do want to start integrating, get you guys familiar with that software. And when that software comes available, Todd is going to be looking at the charts on that, with that on the show, which is going to be exclusive to our channel, number one. And number two is going to be a lot easier for Todd to break down the indicators, price points, where to buy, where to sell, etc. Because he's been trading with that for so long.
No doubt.
All right, let me get over this article real quick. Pallidum launches world's first initial convertible coin offering. So it's similar to an ICO, I guess. Pallidum, a Malta-based blockchain company, is today launching the first fully regulated initial convertible coin offering to give investors a peace of mind and a stake in the future of virtual currencies. This is a partner with Bittrex. So Bittrex now is having some integration in Malta as well. I've traveled to Malta on a side note. It is beautiful. And now they are backing Binance, Bittrex, Pallidum, cryptocurrencies. I would definitely be looking to go there. This is a hidden gem off the shore of Italy and Europe. So if you live in Europe or ever travel to Europe, make sure to hit up that island. You will not regret it. And I mean, now with them supporting so many cryptocurrencies, it's definitely on my list to go back again. So essentially, the issuance of a tokenized convertible warrant is what you get for purchasing this. It will give investors the right to convert the tokens into actual shares of Pallidum 3 years after the issue date. People always say they wish they had an opportunity to invest in Coinbase as that has exploded. Is Pallidum the next Coinbase? Well, here is your opportunity to purchase a cryptocurrency that in 3 years actually turns into shares and ownership of the crypto exchange. The fundraising target is $150 million, and the pre-sale of Pallidum token starts today. The offering period for subscription of the tokenized securities will run from July 25th until September 30th. These proceeds will be used to support the 3 core blocks of Pallidum solutions. 50% will go towards the acquisition of a controlling interest in a European bank, which we just saw with TokenPay and Litecoin. 35% into the formation of a regulated crypto exchange and the development of a clearing and settlement blockchain platform, and 15% into strategic investments in financial services and blockchain companies complementing Pallidum's business. This write-up with these 3 pillars looks like a blueprint of what Coinbase has become today. Now, I think I want to do more research on Pallidum and Bittrex's partnership. This is something that we have not seen. Now, obviously, I don't think this will be legal for U.S. citizens. Maybe you want to use a VPN. You didn't hear it from me. But I'm definitely going to do a little research. This is the first thing I've seen where they're saying you're going to get shares in a company. Coinbase is exploding. All of these exchanges are making massive, massive revenue from trading fees. And Pallidum probably isn't going to be much different. Now, the fear is some people are saying, well, they're partnering with Bittrex. They don't like Bittrex. Bittrex volume is down, etc. Pallidum probably is going to be a blueprint of Bittrex. That is going to be what a little bit of my research is going to do. I wanted to present this to you guys so you guys can do your own research and look into that opportunity yourselves. And if I really love it, we'll obviously be talking about it on live shows here in the near-term future. Oh, super chat from Chris K9, $1.99. Thanks, guys. Can you summarize what's next for Neo? If you guys...
You can talk about Neo, and then I'll...
Yeah, go ahead.
And I got the chart, too.
I'll let you throw up the chart so I can find Neo's Twitter over here.
I mean, there is... how about bring my picture up?
What's up?
Just take it up out of my way so I can see all the chart, maybe. Cool. I mean, I think... And then again, I mean, this is Bittrex, so the volume is not worth looking at on this chart. So again, hard for me to go over Wyckoff at the moment. Elliott Wave, you would have had a 4th wave triangle down here, which is support on the way back down. So support, let's say, is 23-ish. And well, we did a 26 already, I believe it was. And I still think we've done ABCX, ABC. I think, personally, really possibly the lows are in. And then I think when you go to the shorter term chart, which is here, I mean, you can definitely say we've had 5 waves off the bottom in ABC. So Elliott Wave wise, which, I know my Elliott Wave, I'm not the expert. I've used it along with the Wyckoff for confirming indicators since 1980. But I think risk-reward wise here, I mean, I wouldn't be scared to increase your risk in Neo here. And I know, again, some Elliott Wave guys that there's everybody out there doing Elliott Wave, but I'm talking about the experts. I mean, on a lot of these coins, they're calling these Wave 1s and Wave 2s. That means the big move is yet to occur. Now, I don't know if that's true, because that would say we have huge prices coming to the upside. I don't want to be the one that says that for real. But I do think new highs in Bitcoin, a lot of these coins will occur. I don't know if that means NEO goes back to new highs or whether we're in a wave 3 and it goes to $500. I have no clue. But I think the risk reward here on this coin, a lot of coins, is huge to the upside.
Yeah, this is one blue chip, large cap cryptocurrency that there is FUD circulating around it here and there with it. You know, some people say it might be centralized, etc. But they are continuing to have improvements. They have already been talking about all the new dApps that are on their blockchain, all their sidechain scalable solutions on their blockchain. They have the backing of China's government, which is massive. Because if China's government wants their citizens to use something, they will use it. And you're not going to tell me that the Chinese government has not been accumulating NEO, because I believe they have. And I'm going to go ahead and steal this one. He's saying summarize it. That is probably because NEO did just release an article about the next generation of NEO coming soon. An upgrade to NEO 3.0 is on its way. If you want full information, go ahead over to Twitter and read the article. But obviously they are increasing the TPS. This is how many transactions per second they will be doing. Obviously, we know Ethereum is having some scaling issues, bottleneck issues with the amount of dApps and applications on their blockchain. They are working through that with various things. I'm not saying they can't do it, but this is on the top of the radar for NEO, and they're trying to get ahead of the curve on that. Also, they're doing a small increase of the supply of gas every year. They don't give too many details on that. I kind of see that as maybe we will actually earn a little bit higher percentage of gas, that dividend return for holding NEO on Binance or on their desktop wallets. Also, NEO is now going to be divisible, so it's easier for developers and users to use on a daily basis. It is divisible on exchanges, but when actually transacting with it, building with it, and having it on a desktop wallet, NEO has to be used on with a solid unit. Obviously, that kind of limits the upside projections of NEO if it isn't divisible for actual use, because it would become unusable. They're getting ahead of the curve on that as well. And then for developers, expensive system fees have become a primary concern. In NEO 3.0, we will make adjustments to the pricing model so that the cost of running and deploying smart contracts will be bolded significantly cheaper. This is going to reduce the barrier of entry for developers to start building dApps on the NEO blockchain. In my mind, I think we're going to see an influx of dApps and developers wanting to work with NEO and utilize their platform moving forward. Obviously, there is a ton more information here. Those are kind of the basic ones. And in the end, they're saying NEO will be born in 3.0 and will better serve the smart economy. In the future, I will present more features of NEO 3.0, publish a series of articles detailing technical points and more in depth than this one. I mean, you guys, if you've been watching the show for any amount of time, you know that I've been a long-time holder of NEO since the conversion from Ant shares to NEO when it was $7. Could I have scalp traded NEO better? Yes. But have I held it through all the ups and downs and not missed the upside that we have had, not missed out on the accumulation of gas? Yes. And I still am a believer in NEO. I'm still a holder of NEO, and it's not going to be leaving my portfolio anytime soon. What do we got going on over here? Chris K9 says, nice, want to get some more. Hey, I like NEO. I like it. Do your own research. Caroli says, is Malta a part of the UK? The islands became part of the British Commonwealth. Actually, Malta is its own independent country. It actually fought for its independence back in the day. If you go to Malta, there is a series of castles on the shore and in the center. It's pretty cool. You can see the old forts, the old castles, etc. The castles are obviously from all back in the day, all these other countries that kind of took ownership of it. Since it is an island, it's great, great location. But they are actually their own independent country now. So we'll see. What is going on? The chat box is a little quiet over here. Do you guys have any fundamental questions you have for us? Any charts you want Todd to look at? Any funny jokes you want to tell us? Because, hey, we're always up for that.
I'd say just get off the YouTube channel and get some money and buy some cryptos.
I mean, this is a great opportunity for dollar cost averaging, guys. I will tell you this. What can I say here? One of the owners of the company again approached me discussing cryptocurrencies, and he got more interested and wants more information because he is seeing the news that custodians are becoming available, and he sees that hedge funds may be showing some interest. Obviously, that affects the clients of an institutional financial investor, and we do invest in alternative assets, which include hedge funds, so could be directly impacting the portfolios of our clients and of the company as a whole. So just to throw that out there, people of pretty high knowledge in the institutional investment space, traditional investment space, are at least taking recognition that, hey, custodians are coming around. ETFs are being applied for. People are really looking into this. Hedge funds are already being created. This may affect their business model and their direct clients. And if they don't hop on board, if clients want cryptocurrency exposure, they're going to go elsewhere to get that, which means you might lose the entire book of business, which is not good for any company. So just keep that in mind.
And all these people talking about losses and not selling at 20,000, et cetera, they're going to be the laughing stock when this market takes off again. So all the bears are going to get left behind.
Paul Henze wants you to look at DigiByte. Wonderful Block wants you to look at SBD. And what else we got here? And an ETC chart as well, if you can do those.
Let's bring up, I got a daily. That's the daily Bitcoin. Because I thought really, and I'd said this before, I thought 9,000 was by far the maximum downside. And I thought we would spike it and turn higher because that was the previous fourth. And then obviously now the more important fourth is the 5,500. So, and we have came down to that. We took out this previous low, didn't bring in any real selling. So I still think the risk is that we're making a major low as we talk. Then you got DigiByte USD, same type of daily chart. So, but that's been a good run here on DigiByte over the last 12 bars here. So if this market digs in here and that thing gets above 53, then I think that would be off to the races. So DigiByte, you had that big sell-off yesterday and earlier, but still kind of holding it together again. So I think DigiByte survives this and works higher.
Dude Got Wrecked says, Todd, I've been using Elliott Wave since 1995. I like your use of it. It's scary to see the post online today. Numerous violations.
Oh, my God. Yeah. People doing Elliott Wave, I guess, haven't even read any of the books from the classics because they make violations every day. They put, it's unbelievable. People with thousands of followers are doing Elliott Wave counts. It absolutely does not work. But you can't say anything to them because then next thing you know, they'll troll you for the next 6 weeks. I've already been through all that. So
you got to take everybody's charts, even ours, because we got to say that disclaimer, with a grain of salt. But the best way to understand the charts and whether or not somebody has a good understanding of the charts, Elliott Wave counts, Wyckoff method, etc., is you have to gain knowledge on yourself and teach yourself. Obviously, we do have the Wyckoff trading course over on learncrypto.io. We're hoping that we get an Elliott Wave course finished for you guys. Who's that by? Stein? George Stein.
George Stein.
So
I used to trade with him in the 80s.
Well-known guy for using Elliott Wave. Been around in all the various markets, soybeans, etc., since the 80s. And his wife is an English major, so they'll be able to write up a good course.
But for new people, what I want to say is, Robert Proctor is the Elliott Wave guru. And I used to talk to those guys for, I think it was $30 a minute in 1980, 1981, 82. So, and those guys are calling some 1-2s in some of these coins. So who just said 350,000 Bitcoin?
The Beef.
I mean, that's a crazy number, Beef. And I don't really agree with that probably, even though I see what your basis is there and it might happen. But if we just did a 1-2 and we're doing a wave 3 up, those numbers could happen. And some of these coins it'll be crazy. So that is my problem recently. Yes, I did not trade off the top because I was trying to stay 70% long. Long term, I've told you, I've taken the majority of my business to cryptos. I'm trying to get prepared for the next bull run. I'm really not worried about, I'm trying to be in the right coins, trade a little bit, but I think we're making major lows here and we got a hell of a lot more going to the upside. So I think you got to emotionally be ready again for what's coming. And I think having a trading mentality right now is the dumbest thing you can do. So, and that's just years of what I've done. I think you got to be in the right coins here and not be caught, selling out a little bit too early. That doesn't look right now, but I still think that's what's coming. So I think the upside is really big here. A lot of institutional money's coming. All the things we talked about over the last year on this channel, none of that's really changed. We went way higher than we should have, Everybody chased it, all the new money, etc. None of the big money came. It got close. I mean, Nick and I said, we've had meetings, we've had people asking, but I think the real run's coming. So, I don't like even some of the trades I've done the last 6 months, but a good trader doesn't sit around and worry about his past losers. We got to talk about tomorrow and what's coming. You can look up any rules of being a good trader. It's sure not sitting around crying about your past trades. That's the worst thing you can do. You need to learn from them and know what you did wrong. And don't worry, I know what I've done wrong. But you got to get a different helmet on and get ready for what's coming next. What happened yesterday doesn't matter to anybody at the moment.
I mean, if you're still believers in this cryptocurrency ecosystem, if you're still believers in what is going to happen with these cryptocurrencies, blockchain in the future, this isn't the time to be staring at the charts, guys. This is the time to be figuring out ways that you can make more money to get into the market, figuring out ways that you can make money to put in traditional investments, dollar cost average into cryptos, etc. That's where the success is going to be found, because when Bitcoin breaks 7,000, I think we're going to see a big green candle. Will that hold it? I don't know. When Bitcoin breaks 10,000, that is when all these institutional investors, all the next wave of retail investors will start FOMOing just like they did last year when we were on our way to 20,000, except this time we actually have the fundamentals and the revenues to drive long-term success. Will there be another correction? I can guarantee there will be another bubble, two
Probably
bubbles, three bubbles, 4 bubbles,
one.
10 bubbles. They're coming. They're going to be massive corrections. But if you're not in the market on the way to that correction, you gain nothing out of that. And you spend your time every day watching us, watching other people, doing research, etc. Make sure you capitalize on all your research. Make sure you capitalize on your belief in the ecosystem and this opportunity, this financial revolution opportunity. I mean, these things only happen once in a lifetime. We are lucky enough that we did have the tech bubble that many of us maybe had the opportunity to participate in back in the 90s. Obviously, I didn't. I didn't have the money. My parents, my dad was trading that. My dad was involved in that. And you just got to pick the winners. Somebody new to the channel said, what are the winning coins? The ones that we talk about on the show. If I tell you guys straight up, if I own something, Todd tells you if he's buying something. We have a great community that gives great ideas all the time over here. You need to own some large caps. That is where the first round of money is going to flow. Then there are some third-generation blockchains and second-generation blockchains that are solid as well. You know, I am a long-term believer in Zencash. We have still, even with their correction, we're seeing gains in Zencash from when we did the interview. Linda is still up since the interview. ECA is still up. Those are two micro-cap coins I like. Ethereum Classic, to me, is a no-brainer at these price levels. I'll say it again. Ethereum Classic, if you don't have it in your portfolio, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is not financial advice. But I'm just saying, I mean, you guys want to know what the great coins are. We try to portray them to you. And then when they see the big gains, you guys are kind of like, oh, fuck, I missed it. Not really interested. Well, I mean, look at the macro view of Ethereum Classic. They have 3 development teams. They have a partnership with IOHK. They're about to go on Coinbase Index, retail investors, and custodian. They're going to be tradable on the Gemini as well if they're not already.
And the people
what else do you want?
Dusty just said, instead of Horizon, the people are dropping out. There's no doubt, but a lot of those, I'm going to say, are the newbies, the people that bought all the, small coins on January 5th, I think, when I tweeted. That's when the whole world was buying all that stuff. So, yeah, they're getting out. But even some of my PCG clients, I mean, we've seen big pullbacks, but they're not leaving the space. They're trying to add money. I mean, the
smart money is adding money.
It's just a whole different mentality.
What happened in the tech bubble was this. The initial bubble was retail investors getting in. Some people capitalized on those gains. Some people rode it to the bottom or involved in the lower end like we are now. Then institutional money quietly accumulated via OTC markets those shares in those companies. Then as soon as the institutional money has all their backing, guess what they do? They go ahead and push it to all their investors. Hey, look at this great index of all these tech stocks that we have. And that's when the real bubble happens. I'm starting to see that now in the cryptocurrencies. You can see like Carter Thomas, for example, has 100,000 subscribers. He was getting like 15,000 views on his videos. People are dropping out of the space. Those are retail investors like me and you who are giving up. Who is buying up those coins? What infrastructure is being built? It is the institutional investors, the banks, the big investment companies that are buying these up. And when they're ready and the regulatory guidelines are there, the custodians are there, which we're seeing, then that's what we're going to be like, hey, guys, you know what's a really good idea? You need to take 5% of your investment portfolio and move it over to cryptocurrencies. Why? Because now they are positioned to make revenue off of you via trading fees, management fees, etc. It's happened many times in market cycles, and it's happening again. So don't become victim to that. Don't give up your coins at these levels. I mean, if you're Taj and you believe it's going to 5,000, that's great. But make sure that you're still ready to deploy that fiat into cryptocurrencies when the opportunity presents itself.
There's Temple Ray saying, what about the people that sold Bitcoin at 32 on its way to 2? They probably thought they were geniuses sitting around bragging about that. And then they got laughed at. So definitely, I mean, I still think there's a lot higher prices coming. And those people aren't coming back. You're probably correct. Some of them will. Some of them will chase the rally again. But yeah, those people are probably gone. But I don't think we need them because it still wasn't the big money. Somebody said 600 billion came in. That was big money. That wasn't even the start of it. So as I keep saying, I don't have anybody around me that cares about cryptocurrencies. I send out hundreds of emails. Nobody's replying. Nobody cares. The people with big money, but I think they will care. So I think they will take 5% of their portfolio and move it into this area. I think the institutions are going to still come. I think it will be an asset class. So, and I might be totally wrong. Obviously, those are personal opinions. We don't give advice here. Don't invest anything you can't afford to maybe lose 100% of it. But we shall see.
Personally, I'm just seeing from a fundamental, micro, macro, technical analysis, all these point of views are all pointing to one direction for myself, that over the long term, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years from now, cryptocurrency market capitalization will be much higher. As long as you are not investing in scams like BitConnect or some of these vaporware projects, you're investing in a project that even some that are centralized will succeed, guys, because there has to be that integration. Some of these that are working with centralized entities will succeed. I know it's not the original vision, but it's going to happen. And then obviously some of these who have great development teams and great products, they're going to be around. Bitcoin has the branding. Whether you think Bitcoin Cash is better or not, Bitcoin has the branding and is integrated in so many systems that Bitcoin will be around. Are there things that are going to outperform Bitcoin? Yeah, I really believe that wholeheartedly. But I think for a risk-reward play, you got to own Bitcoin. That's why we say you got to own some large caps. And I see way higher objectives here in the cryptocurrency spaase.
And when I got on the channel with Matt, I mean, Bitcoin was at 1,000 when I started kind of looking at it. We gave buys at 1,900, 2,000, gave buys at 3,000. I think it was 5,300. So those are still good buy points. Yeah, it would have been great to have sold the exact top. But at that point, I didn't really think it was worth the risk reward. Looking back, it definitely was. And as I said, January 5th, I made that tweet. Everybody was buying everything. I was just overwhelmed with, I would sell things, people bought them right back. I mean, I sold coins that customers bought right back because they said, I don't want to have any cash. So I knew it was crazy there. I thought Bitcoin and a few of the bigger coins would hold up better because I still thought more money was coming at that time. I knew some of the smaller coins would come under pressure, but so I think we've had that correction. We've corrected all that excess, and now we're ready for the next wave. So whether we go a hair lower here, obviously I don't want that, but really I don't know. I really don't care. I'm trying to get more people involved, trying to get clients to add some money because I think that's the trade right now.
Yeah, the biggest thing is if we didn't believe in the space, guys, YouTube ad revenue is not much. We're here to help individuals. We're here to try to teach individuals via our cryptocurrency trading course or working on a beginner course in other ways. And we're here every day. I just want to get on YouTube to try to get more people to get on board with the cryptocurrencies, do research, utilize cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. That's my goal of coming on the show, is to help others, get more people involved, because I know that this is a phenomenal opportunity. And I can't even get my friends to invest. This is a phenomenal opportunity. I know some of you might have bought it at the highs, or maybe some of you guys are OGs. Regardless, you have to look in the present, and you need to make the right decision right now. So I do need to steal the screen to talk about a few things real quick. My Ether wallet did warn of another hack. My Ether wallet does not hold your funds, so they don't directly get hacked, but somebody could gain access to your information to be able to gain access to your Ethereum and ERC20 tokens. They were saying if you were utilizing a VPN from, what is the name? Hola. If you use the Hola VPN and you have had the Chrome extension and used MEW within the last 24 hours, you need to immediately transfer your funds to a brand new account. They believe that there was malware attached to this Chrome extension VPN that could possibly be gaining them access to your phrases, your wallet DAT files, etc. So be precautionary. If you use this VPN, move your funds, make sure everything is working, set up a new MyEther wallet account, remove HOLA immediately. There's other VPN services that you can use, so I would not trust that one. Again, pretty basic, but once again, I want to make sure you guys were aware of it. I'm sure a very small percentage of people that this affects.
Lee, I don't agree with you. It looks like you're new to the channel. I mean, I think the infrastructure is coming. I think the futures were the start of that. ETFs coming, all these custodial, etc. And I don't think big money, you're saying big money won't come back. I don't think big money ever got here.
Big money was never there.
So big money never came.
Never there.
They're just getting ready.
And also, I mean, what did Coinbase just release? That they already have, 10 hedge funds on board with a minimum investment of $10.1 million per hedge fund. That is $101 million that has come in since the week, just this mere week that the custodian has been available. And they could be very much more. Like, we don't know. I'm just going based off minimums. I like to look on the lower edge. That way we're not overemphasizing anything. But that is what's coming into play.
I don't know the age of our followers on here. I mean, Matt and I used to follow it, and it was younger. But I've got some gray thinning hair. And that came from I was trading on the floor of the exchange in '87. I was in a room with like 15 people. Everybody went broke but me. That was a bubble. It was obvious, but it wasn't obvious. Nobody knew it. I didn't lose any money. I was home in bed when that started because I was in cash. I was managing money in the tech bubble. Every grandpa and grandma had to own Cisco systems and Microsoft, all the hot tech stocks. I mean, Cisco, I think, went from 80 to 10 or to 5. I mean, Citigroup went from 50 to 5. Those were bubbles. So this isn't a bubble. And that's really why I didn't liquidate more on the downside myself, because I don't think that was just a mini bubble like we've had in Bitcoin. So I think that's coming. Here's some ages coming across.
We got minecoins.net that says he or she is 14. Well, congratulations to you for this opportunity.
Tree man.
Make sure to get some funds from your parents. Talk them into buying some Bitcoin.
Lloyd Christmas. I've been around, so like I said, I don't think that was a bubble. I think, and I said back 9 months ago that we would have a 60, 70% correction. And hell, I missed it. So, it was crazy December, January. And like I said, I mean, nobody was wanting to sell. Nobody wanted to take anything off the table. And I never thought, I stayed mostly big caps, and I thought they would hold up much better. So, but again, that's water under the bridge. I mean, we got to be ready the next trade.
Clifford Chapman says, Nick, you have proven yourself, so you are now Sir Nick. Well, shout out to you, Clifford Chapman. I appreciate that. I am now Sir Nick. There you go. Also, I've had a lot of people coming and saying, hey, that was a bubble, the money was there. But the fact of the matter is, my day job, I come here for my day job. I work for an institutional financial advisor. That means that our clients are all banks, healthcare, so hospitals, universities, etc. Big money where they group all these pension plans together, a minimum investment of, say, $1 billion, maximum, they have a lot of money, guys. And none of our clients are investing in cryptocurrencies. Our clients talking about cryptos when the bubble was happening. Yes, when Bitcoin was $16,000, clients were bringing it up in manager meetings, seeing if there was the infrastructure for them to invest. It was not available. Now we are getting custodians. Gemini is going to make a custodian. Coinbase already has. You're seeing some companies out of Japan and Europe that are doing so as well. I can't think of them off the top of my head. You have Grayscale creating the OTC markets, and now we have ETF applications. I mean, I work in alternative assets. I'm a performance analyst for alternative assets. What do you think cryptocurrencies will be labeled as? Probably alternative assets within hedge funds. There's not a single cryptocurrency fund anywhere. None of the managers that propose cryptos to us, none of our clients are investing in cryptos. So anybody who says or thinks that the real big money is there, maybe for retail, but I still don't even think that, but definitely on institutional level, it's not even been a blip. Not even a penny.
And we were getting phone calls and meetings from other advisors whose clients, and I'm talking clients with big money, hundreds of thousands of millions, was wanting to start wading into this area. So with the market pulling back here, they pulled back. They're not as anxious right now. But I'm telling you, they're cocked up, ready to go. If these things firm up, I say back to over 10,000 Bitcoin, I think will start changing everything. And then now they're hearing, and I said this the other day, I mean, it's cool that Coinbase has custody and all that, but Coinbase is still a name nobody knows.
Exactly.
If somebody hears that Fidelity is doing custody, or the
Schwab
NASDAQ Stock Exchange is having an exchange, that opens it up to everybody. So I just think,
because with Coinbase, you have to set up a $100,000 fee to get on there, and you're trusting an unknown name in the traditional ecosystem. You have Fidelity, Charles Schwab, NASDAQ, one of these. Number one, you already have the accounts. You already have money there that you can instantly transfer over. You don't got to learn how to get on Coinbase, etc., deal with the filings, all that. The money's already there. And number two, you are trusting in that name because it has been regulatory compliant for decades. So,
and these markets are trying men's souls and portfolios, no doubt. Last 6 months have been the worst 6 months of my life. So, and the most stressful. And I paid for it in health. So, but I'm still here. And I'm going to win this game.
So the last thing that I have to let you know is why I think that Google secretly loves cryptocurrencies, or at least the co-founder does. So Google co-founder Brin reveals that he is an Ethereum miner. Brin is currently the president of Alphabet, Google's parent company, which formed as part of the tech giant's restructuring back in 2015. But his, quote, side hustle is apparently mining the world's second largest cryptocurrency, which he announced during a blockchain meetup a couple of days ago. He says he enjoys it with his 10-year-old son. So shout out to that 10-year-old. He's going to have a bright future.
He's probably doing all right anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's got a little bit of a silver spoon, but hey, you can't be angry at the success of one's parents. You can't be angry at that as long as they will go ahead and follow in those footsteps. Brin did attribute the success of Google search engine and email services as down to taking the possibilities of emerging technology seriously and recognizing a potential leap, something that he later credited the developers and minds behind the crypto space as doing as well. First shout out. Second shout out does come here in a little bit. The Google billionaire went on to say that cryptocurrencies, which have spread public key cryptography across the web and created consensus algorithms such as proof of work, are, quote, mind-boggling. The crypto global network, taken seriously, is, quote, extraordinary. This is a co-founder of Google, president of Alphabet, and a billionaire who is mining Ethereum on his own time, giving some shout-outs publicly to cryptocurrencies. He also highlighted the concept of zero-knowledge proofs, which you see in a lot of privacy currencies, which I have said I like for this year, including Zcash, ZEN Cash, Zcoin, and so many others. This is what is interesting down here. He almost calls out his company publicly right here. We'll see what happens. But I think Google and crypto integrations are right around the corner, or Brin sitting on the couch, shit-canned and only mining cryptocurrencies. One of the two. So Google, for its part, announced its cryptocurrency advertisement ban back in March, which came into effect as of June, and has been heavily criticized for this. But Brin yesterday acknowledged that the company has, quote, failed to be, quote, bleeding on the bleeding edge when it comes to embracing cryptocurrency. Do you think the president of Alphabet and the co-founder of Google has made a mistake by essentially calling out his company? Do you think that Google cryptocurrency integrations are on the horizon, or do you think that Google will be making their own cryptocurrency? Let me know your thoughts and ideas in the comments section. I think it is interesting. But I will say, this is a billionaire, somebody who is very big in Google, obviously, saying that he loves cryptocurrency. He's mining it, supporting the network of Ethereum, and essentially saying that Google has failed to be on the cutting edge of the next technology wave.
Another thing I guess I want to say too, because these markets are so emotional. I mean, I'm getting called a scam artist, con artist, and I manage PCG money. I charge after the fact. I can't take any clients' money. A lot of people have owed me money and haven't paid me, and I'm bullish on these markets. So, and obviously, it's way easier for me just to trade if I think that's the thing to do, versus not. But I'm doing what I think's the best. And also, I guess the thing is, I know people, because I talked to a lot of people during the days, whether it's text, emails, Twitter, whatever. And there's people that got stopped out on the way down to 57.50 or 57.40, whatever the low was. And then, you know, the people really bullish about the markets, now they got to figure out how to get back in. So I just think the same thing. And emotionally wise, you need to get the coins you want, and I think be prepared for another bull run. So I don't, you know, getting out of Bitcoin at on the way down 10,000, 9,000, 8,000, whatever would have been much better. But I think down here, you run the risk of getting stopped out and being left behind. So I've not used many stops, because even like right now with EOS or OMG, some of those that I think will still do very well, they've been hammered here short term. But I don't know if you're just going to sell out and try to get it back or what. So.
Yeah, a couple things that I haven't mentioned here in a second. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Also, we are having a ZEN giveaway. I hear some people talking about that. I have not spent it on Pornhub just yet, so you guys better hurry and leave a comment in the comment section with your ZEN Cash wallet address. We will be picking that winner live tomorrow during the live show. Shout out to ZEN Cash Official for donating 10 ZEN per month to our live show for us to give back to you guys, and I cover all the transaction fees on my own, so that we can continue to give coins to you. Also, guys, I showed you the Covesting trade I did make. I do still believe in Covesting long term, even though I sold my share on the massive pump today. I do have an order at 14,000 Satoshis. Usually I don't tell you exactly where I'm at, but today I'm feeling nice. 14,000 Satoshis is where I have an order. Do your own research. Could it fall further? Possibly. But remember that this was a swing trade, so I'm adding Covesting to the bag, so I'm happy to add coins. And definitely take a look into COV Covesting. If I think their actual launch of their exchange and copy trading happens later this year, so that's only within 5 months or so. So make sure to get some research in there. I might even do a full review, so you guys have some more than information in one place.
Johnny Cool says I got him into Litecoin at 160. You know, for some reason, I think I remember that being asked live on air. And I think I said, yeah, you need to go ahead and buy some because you got to get something invested. I would not have said put 100% of your money at Litecoin at 160. But, you know, you also got to say that I think my first buy on Litecoin, I think, was at $32. So that's when I first entered the crypto news channel. So yeah, it's all about timing. And I guess I would say if you bought at 160, hopefully you could buy more down here where we're at right now. And then in a few months, you'll be at break even, I think. And then be prepared for much higher. Yeah,
also, Johnny M. Cool said, think y'all just pumped the market with that rant.
And sorry, Johnny, for getting you in at 160. I remember when it went from, I give it buy one night live when it was 98, I think it was. Next thing you know, it was like 200. And I had buys in at 120, and everyone's like, you'll never get those. And I have a few people that we miss. And yeah, it looked like at that point you would never get Litecoin at 120. It just rocket shipped after that. So the problem is, I mean, these markets, just the returns are so big. And that's what I've said about stops, you know, and without mentioning names, I mean, I get crap from other channels for not using stops, etc. But, you know, the same thing's going to happen here. You want stopped out of Ripple at 20 as it goes to 250. Do you want stopped out of EOS at 720 or whatever? Do you want stopped out of Classic? What, it was at 12 not too long ago. I mean, ZEN, you want stopped out of ZEN at 18? I don't think so. Do I like any of those prices? No. Do I own some of those coins? Yes.
I think the other prime example, the one we just talked about, is if you guys get a chance, go to my Twitter and look at the buy and sell orders I had for Covesting. Now look at over that, what was that? 11 days, 12 days, month or so span. Look at the price action. I bought a lot of my Covesting around 98 cents or so. We'll say $1 for simplicity's sake. There was a flash crash to around 50 cents or so. Now you're telling me if I had to stop on that I mean, you have to have a stop somewhere, and you're not going to have a 50% trailing stop. That doesn't even make sense. And look at the upside that happened today. 33% up. I made 80% profit. 80% profit because I didn't have a stop on a coin that I believed in for the long term. I didn't get stopped out by a flash crash. Now, is there instances where we would say use stops? Yes. If you bought into something due to speculation or a hype cycle, obviously move a trailing stop as it's going higher. That way, when it does dump, buy the rumor, sell the news, then you capture some gains if you're not long-term on that project. But on coins that you're really long-term in, it's hard to do proper risk to reward stops. You need a 3-to-1 ratio. So if Covesting is $1, that means if I'm looking for Covesting to go to $10, I would have to put a stop at 0 by traditional metrics, and that's just not even feasible.
That's been the problem with me.
You have to make your own decisions.
When I give stock trades, I have stops really the second I put them on. But when I got PCG clients, I said we're going to stay 70% long what we think are good quality. That was, looking back, that was a mistake. But if you're looking for home runs over the next 3 to 5, 10 years, it's hard to trade it any other way. And I got people in PCG that, we still have profits on lots of things we bought. And it's just lots of people followed the channel, made a lot of money on the way up, and we lost a lot of money on the way back down. So.
Shout out at Colorado Exploring. And Johnny M. Cool says, love you, but use them. Hey, if you are successful in using stops and you don't have, and there's coins that you feel comfortable using stops on, then go ahead and do it. You guys have to make your own trading advice, your own trading decisions.
Let's face it, using stop orders in this market is a whole nother unbelievable. I've used stops on Bitcoin, and fills are horrible. Don't get filled. Matters what exchange you're on, if there's any liquidity. So, as we always say, this is the wild, wild west. So, it's interesting vehicles.
So we are about to wrap it up, but if you guys have any charts you want Todd to look at real quick, we'll do that. Any questions from me, I can answer those as well. And Crypto Man, thanks for the patience. He wants you to look at KMD.
KND. Let me go back to my other list. KMD, K Mary Dog.
Yep.
There is the longer term chart. Really, it's put that trend line back new. I still think the same thing. A lot of these charts look the same. I think you've had ABCX, ABC on all these charts. You've had a fourth wave pullback. Again, we can't talk about volume. I just think these coins like that are oversold. And I don't think there's, I don't know a lot myself about KMD. I don't really own any. But I think the chart on those are still okay. And again, the software is going to get launched. I'm going to be talking way more. I'll take anybody's coin ideas and we'll go through more details on volume. You've seen it on the, if anybody's watching my videos, I have it all on the stocks. It works perfectly, has for years. Just having issues on the crypto still. Everyone acts like I run a scam because I can't get the software working when, first of all, I can't give it to nobody unless it's working correctly. I'm not going to sell something to subscribers that's not worthy and can't make you any money. So,
especially in this community too, a lot of you we recognize the names. You guys are like family and friends to us. We're not trying to sell you a shitty software. We're waiting till the thing's perfect. So I know, sorry for the delay, etc. But I know we've been saying that for a while. But it is what it is. It's just not available. It's not usable yet, and we're not going to try to get you guys to use something that doesn't work.
Well, the problem is the same thing. It's 1,500 coin pairs and 89 exchanges. The developers are like, they're having issues now, I think, with data backup because I've got a super web socket. I've got, Amazon servers. It's just a nightmare. And then, I've got the price, volume, and all that. That's all simple. But my proprietary indicators is what's the issue. And that's based on 5-minute data. But shit, you're talking about a lot of data, a lot of calculations when you're doing 5-minute data for a market that never closes.
And then also Jack wants you to look at ETC. He said he might have made a cup of tea while you did it. So we'll look at that real quick. And then Wonderful Blocks wants you to look at Steam.
ETC looks good. As you know, we love that one. That one's still, I'd buy ETC right now.
I think that's a no-brainer.
Steam USD. Same type of chart. I don't own any Steam. Haven't bought any, but I probably wouldn't be scared of that either.
Wayne Dunn says stop loss turns into stop profit most of the time. I mean, that's the risk you take in such explosive markets. That you might find yourself chasing some of these projects that you really love. That's why I only use stops if it is due to a rumor with a trailing stop or a project that I am not full-fledged long-term on, where I'll be happy to take some profits. And if I can't get it back, I don't get it back. I'll move it into some of these coins that I really do love and think have a very bright future. But you guys all got to create your own strategy. Gain knowledge from YouTube channels. Gain knowledge from trading courses. It might not be our course. It might be our course. It can be any course you want that you feel is fit. But educate yourself. Invest in your own knowledge. And it will pay massive dividends when you are buying, owning, trading any investment class, whether it's cryptocurrencies, traditional markets, commodities, whatever.
Again, I think if we have capitulation from here, if the last bears are correct, I think it'd be fast and furious and right back up. So I think it'd be maybe hard to trade, maybe hard to get things. So I still think risk reward, you got to have the coins now that you're looking at.
Johnny M.
If you can add money, you need to do it now.
Johnny M. Cool says, you all sold me on it. Gonna pick up some ETC. No idea what it does. And that's the biggest factor. And that's why I do have a little bit of an announcement today. I will be doing an interview with a director of ETC Cooperative. The ETC Cooperative is one of the dev teams working on Ethereum Classic in charge of marketing and development, and also has a partnership with Grayscale. Why is this important? Because this is essentially getting an interview with the founder, our lead developer of Ethereum Classic, going to be able to talk about their vision, their partnership with Coinbase, their partnership with Grayscale, etc., and how it can really affect cryptocurrencies. And obviously, I'm a fan of that, but that does not mean I'm going to be going into this with a biased interview. I'm going to ask some hard questions. What happened with the Ethereum Classic and Ethereum, so that you guys know. I know I already know, but the community is what is more important. How Ethereum Classic can differentiate itself from Ethereum moving forward, and not only acquire the same success of Ethereum, but actually surpass Ethereum in the future. I know he has a bunch of topics he wants to talk about. I'm excited to get that for you guys, and that is going to be sooner than later. I've already done email correspondence. That might even be this weekend. Here's the thing. Johnny M. Cool says, I know, but with the new Ethereum, what is it needed for? The biggest thing is Ethereum Classic. I was looking at the wrong camera.
Classic.
Ethereum Classic is actually the real Ethereum. I want you to look at the history of that fork. Ethereum is actually the fork, not Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is the original Ethereum blockchain that is truly immutable, which is the whole vision of a decentralized cryptocurrency ecosystem. That has also had a complete code rewrite by IOHK, and found the regulatory support from Coinbase is why they got listed over there, and will find its way onto all these institutional investment platforms. Already is on Grayscale, and it is their second largest holding. $86 million of institutional money for Grayscale OTC markets has flown into Ethereum Classic, only second behind Bitcoin, which is about $1 billion. Ethereum is only like $20 million. So those institutional investors have the opportunity to buy Ethereum too. They're choosing 3-1 Ethereum Classic over Ethereum. They probably have some pretty smart people on those investment committees.
Charles from ADA, that will be a good interview. Shout out to Nick on that one. Shout out to Chris, right? Chris the Ish is helping us get some of those.
Chris the Ish actually got me in contact with ADA, Cardano, and Charles Hoskinson, so shout out to you. Johnny M. Cool got me in contact with the EOS delegate. Shout out to you, Johnny M. Cool. Thanks for bouncing ideas.
Johnny M. Hot.
We don't take any offense to your guys' opinions. We like to debate. That adds another dynamic to the show. Some people are afraid of it. That's why they don't do live shows. Bring it on. We can discuss things. We can agree to disagree. No hard feelings. And Johnny M. Cool is having some great questions, comments, concerns, and he's actually the one who put me in contact with one of the EOS delegators. So without you guys, we don't have a reason to be on here. Without you guys, we don't have content to talk about. And without you guys, I don't know what I'd be doing with my nights. I'd just be going home, sitting on the couch, eating some ice cream.
Eating some Bitcoin pizza.
That's really about all we got, guys. We did a lot of ranting today. If you're new to the show...
Jesus, 7:51.
Yeah, if you're new to the show, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is a little bit different. We usually don't have all this conversation in here, but it was nice, refreshing to have those rants and those conversations. We're usually more concise, to the point, to try to keep it nice, short, and sweet. We all know you have things to do. And don't forget to leave your Zen address in the comments section if you love free coins. And if you don't subscribe to Learn Crypto or share the videos to help us grow, You're not my friend anymore. You're not my friend anymore.
You're a hater.
Stop hating.
Hey, hold on.
Start clicking.
Do we have the 13 thumb down?
I don't know. Every single.
Oh, I only got 4. What's going on?
Every single video.
They're coming.
Every single video has exactly 12 or 13 thumb downs.
Who paid for that?
It's either somebody's paying for 12 dislikes every video, or the same 12 people are taking their time of their day to hit the dislike. But hey, thanks for giving us that view. We appreciate it. Thanks for supporting our channel via your thumbs down. Whether you like us, love us, hate us, we don't care. As long as you're here getting some cryptocurrency knowledge. Remember, guys, stay tuned for your daily updates on cryptocurrencies right here at Learn Crypto.
And there's Sun Scorpio 81. That is Chris the Ish. Shout out to him.
Thank you, guys. We will see you tomorrow, and we will be giving away some Zen and talking about all the breaking news.
John West's wife is not happy. That's funny.
Sorry, guys. Appreciate it. Get back to the families. Buy some Ethereum Classic. Buy some Zen. Hold some ZRX. Buy some ECA. Buy some Linda. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Stellar, Covesting. There's part of my portfolio.
See you in 2020.
I've never leaked this out, but you got to watch every single minute to get that little bit of tidbit of information. And we will see you in 5 years, all driving those bright purple and Bitcoin gold Lambos.
Good pork blaster.
Good luck, everybody. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean, be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.